And hello there, Dental Nachos Nation. Terry Brock here. Welcome to yet another exciting time of Talking Tech Tips with Terry, Tuesday at 2 Eastern Time, of course. And we're going to be talking today about a really important topic that is going to relate to a lot of people in the dental community. And it's something that is affecting our whole world. We've seen what the pandemic did, and the training that we learned in Zoom, hey, that paid off in a real big way. Important to know how to use Zoom. Some of us had to learn it. For me, I'm doing a lot of instruction on it, teaching people how to use it effectively. And we've been doing largely either in person, not that many of those, or virtual presentation via Zoom. Now it's starting to come back. You see, the world is starting to open up. Hey, here in Orlando, I'm in Orange County, Florida, and in Orange County, the mayor of Orange County, Jerry Deming, said just yesterday, as I'm recording this, and yes, I am recording this, not coming to you live today, this is a recorded session. He said we don't have to have our masks and we don't have to be social distancing, particularly for those who have been vaccinated. Especially, matter of fact, it is for those who have been fully vaccinated. So we're seeing meetings opening up, and that's going to create something called a hybrid meeting. It's going to be something where you have some people there joining you in live, in person, in the office, and many who are going to be staying home. And it might be you got 1 or 2, 3 people that are staying home. And what you want to do is you want to make sure they're included. So as Dr. Paul Goodman says, we need to make sure that we just find out what's going on and just be nice. JBN. Just be nice. And part of being nice is caring for those people who are joining us remotely in a presentation. That's going to be critical. So what we're going to talk about today, success with hybrid meetings and how you can achieve that. And I'm basing it on something that I've seen. It was an article in a recent Harvard Business Review talking about what it takes to run a great hybrid meeting by Bob Frisch and Kerry Green. Really good information here as I saw it, and I think it starts out real well. They said a recent McKinsey survey suggests that 90% of organizations will adopt some combination, that's the key word there, combination of remote and on-site work as they emerge from COVID restrictions. And I think it's very important here what Satya Nadella said. He's a Microsoft CEO. He said, recently put it, we want to ensure those joining remotely are always first-class participants. Too often what has been happening is that if you're in a remote situation, you're kind of second place. You know, you're not really there. Those that are in the room feel like, okay, we're part of it. Oh, yeah, and also we're going to recognize Bob. He's out there somewhere. Yeah, Bob, you doing okay? Yeah, they're hearing him. Well, I don't know about you, but I've been in meetings many times when many years ago in an audio-only meeting, and they just kind of forget about you. I've seen that happen. I've heard others complain about that as well. They kind of forget, oh, yeah, Terry's joining us out there. Terry, you still there? Yeah, and they'll start conversations over here between the two people here, and we can't hear what they're saying. That you got to honor those people, and I think that's something that's critical that we've got to have. I love this article, and what they talked about. I want to point out a few of these really important pieces for you, so as you do these, you'll be able to work with it as well. Number one, I think is very, very important here. Up your audio game. Now, I've been talking about that for a long time. The audio game is something where you want to make sure you have good sound quality. You'll notice, by the way, those of you that join us here, I've got my microphone right here so you can hear my voice. You can hear it clearly versus if I'm back here, you're just not hearing it quite as well. You know what I'm saying? You can probably hear me right now, but there's a noticeable decrease in the quality versus when we come over here and we say, okay, here we are. This is what's going on. And I think the way they said that in the article is very good. What you want to do is make sure that you have good audio, and to avoid a last-minute scramble caused by poor audio, make sure the room is equipped with enough high-quality microphones so remote participants can hear. If you're in a hotel or other temporary meeting space and multiple microphones aren't available, consider supplementing your audio by having in-person attendees pass around a handheld microphone before speaking. That is so important because what's going to happen is too often people get left out. You've got sound. We know, and I've said many times, audio is the most important part of video. You want to make sure that that sound is coming through clearly and very well for them so that they can see what it's like and they can make sure that they hear what's available there. These are really important points, and it'll make your meeting run much, much better as you work with it and as you get to the other people to help them out on that. The article goes on to say here, point number 3 that I think is really good, consider video from the remote participant perspective. You want to make sure that that remote participant is getting good quality video. Do you see them fully engaged? What they talk about here, I think, is important. You want to make sure that you have different cameras, play around and experiment with different kinds of camera lighting, different kinds of camera positioning, so that, for instance, you might have people that are in the room that you have them in one area where you have maybe 1 or 2 cameras that are focused on people in the room. So that way people who are remote can feel like, okay, that's a part of it. I see Susie over there and I see Mary over here. This is good. You want it to be as inclusive as possible, and having that inclusive feeling psychologically is really critical. So this is where we're going to be able to really start moving in the forward direction in the right way, making sure that what we're doing is helping those people who are remote to see what's going on and let them see what is happening in that meeting. So those will be important. Now, another point that they made I thought was really good: make remote participants full-sized. You can make them full-size by creating another screen. If you can do that, bring in that other screen and put their video up full-size so you see them a little bit larger. There's a psychological help that comes with that, whereas they get a chance to see what's going on. They get a chance to see more of that other person who is remote, and the people in the room will help get along with them even better. You'll be able to get a lot more done when things are working pretty well. Here's another one that I've been talking about for a long, long time, and it is our number 5 here. Let me come back up here. Number 5, test the technology in advance. Nothing kills a meeting's momentum like waiting to fix a glitch in the audio or video prior to an important meeting. Test the audio-video set, both in-room and for the remote attendees. Schedule a 10 to 15-minute one-on-one dry run to get remote participants comfortable with what they're going to see and hear during the meeting, as well as to review any software features they're likely to use. This is really important for all of us to do and to make sure that we test that. I often recommend what you want to do, particularly if you're doing it alone. Do a quick recording to your computer. You can do that in Zoom. Just click the button, record, send it to your computer, and then, and by the way, that'd be about 30 to 60 seconds. Then go back and look at it, making sure that what you have recorded is good. Not only what's on the camera, but particularly what's behind you, because the people who are watching you will see what's behind. And I've had way too many times when someone had something, well, let's just say they didn't want the whole world to see that particular picture behind them, and the world ended up seeing it because they didn't check. So always do your research beforehand. Make sure that it's there. And let's say on my notes here, I'm looking down here. One other thing I wanted to mention, there was a number 7 here, really, really important, that it was good. Provide strong facilitation. Let's take a look at that. Providing strong facilitation. Managing a hybrid meeting is harder than when the whole group is in person or on Zoom together. One person, a staff member or outsider on a meeting participant, should be assigned to guide the conversation and keep it on track. That is so important. You want someone that can be that facilitator, someone who can be there to help others and kind of guide them along the way. I find that's really important. And when I have meetings on my own, I often want to bring in someone else who can be that, the producer, the person who can be there behind the scenes, so that while I'm presenting on camera, I have another person who's handling the oh whoops or the questions or other features that are going to come in there and that are going to get in the way and could create a less than perfect meeting. You're going to have a lot of imperfect meetings. Believe me, I know what that's about. They're not always perfect. Matter of fact, very seldom will they be that way. But you want to use these features that can help you to have a meeting that really soars and is a whole lot better. I like the way Paul Goodman says it. Test, don't guess. Make sure you do those tests, see what it's like, and see how it's going to work out for everyone involved in the meeting, so that they can then have the kind of meeting that's going to be very effective and help out a lot. And by the way, while we got you here, Dental Nacho Supreme, notice my Supreme shirt, there it is, right there, something you want to look into. Talk about a bargain, and something that's really good with useful information, practical practice management ideas. You're getting also clinical training, some of the areas there, and conversational training. Helping Dr. Paul has put a lot of those together, and they're really, really good. Matter of fact, you can get some more information on that. I want you to text Supreme to 215-543-6454. Doing that will give you the information. You'll get it over through your text, and you'll be able to find out about how the Supreme can work for you, and this way gain a lot. Those dentists that are there are already upping their production. They're getting more done. They have that camaraderie where they can talk to Paul himself, be able to get questions answered, but also tap into the wisdom and the knowledge of the others who are there in the group. Really, really important. And by the way, another little tool that I'm using right now is Restream, which gives me the ability to create my message and then send it out to different platforms. This is something you'll want to look into, or if you need to reschedule at another time, which is what I'm doing today. Recording this now, for me, real time, but I'll send it to play for you Tuesday at 2, and it will be that way. You can get some information about that. Sign up for their free program, and if you go to the paid program, use this link here, bit.ly Restream for you. Notice that's all lowercase and the number 4. That way, you'll be using my affiliate link, and you'll get $10 in credit when you sign up for Restream and use their paid version. So lots of good going on. I want to hear your points of view on this and what you think of this. This is a really good little article there that we just read through the Harvard Business Review, talking about how to have great hybrid meetings. This is what it's all about. You want to make sure you have meetings that people go, hey, really like that. That was good. We were able to get a lot done. We were able to do the kinds of things we needed, and we had good communication. Let me know what you think. Please leave a comment below wherever you're getting this, and you can let us know what you've done. Have you done hybrid meetings? What are your thoughts on that? And do you have any other tips that you can share with others? We'd love to hear from you. I'm Terry Brock. Thanks for joining us. We'll look forward to seeing you again here at Talking Tech Tips with Terry, Tuesday at 2.